welcome to Momentum Monday. Howard, how is Amsterdam?
I can't take it. It's just too much freedom over here.
Oh,
Nobody's working. Everybody's drinking Heinekens.
Have you managed to pee on the street yet, or not?
Ivan, what? This is a family show. Leave the jokes to me. I can see you took my manscaping to Heart last week, and you shaved everything.
Really? Look at this beard.
That beard. What did that take? 2 months? By the way, every time I come to Europe, the King of Bulgaria emails me to say if I want to head over there, or your home country. What town is that? Pretty town.
Bulgaria doesn't have a king, so I don't know what you're talking about.
The guy who runs your country. Well, who runs the country? Well, remember, I get that letter from that city in your country.
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
Isn't it a king? Remember, he sent me a letter, or the prime minister. What is it?
Must have been the Nigerian prince. I don't know.
Ivan, who is running Bulgaria right now?
It's a prime minister. It's called Boyko Borisov.
No, but what city did I get invited to speak at some tech conference? I'm trying to remember. What's the capital there?
Sofia.
No, what? But remember, it's a different city that I got invited to, and you said, "Oh, you should go."
I don't remember that. I mean, yeah, I know you were invited, but I don't remember the city.
What do you mean? How many cities are there in your country?
Many.
Okay, give me the top three, because it's bugging me.
Okay, it's Sofia, Plovdiv.
Sofia. Like my first girlfriend, Sophia. All right, look at this. I'm in Amsterdam. The show must go on. Ivan is, I'm changing his life. He's manscaped. He's now ditched Venice for Tahiti. That is such a more Zen background, Ivan.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you.
Hopefully it improves. You've been on fire, but hopefully that improves the results.
Sure. All right. Let's talk about stocks.
Why? It's a holiday.
Well, that's
some reader fan mail. Ivan, all our fans believe that I'm being too hard on you. Is that true?
Well, it's fine. I don't mind it. It's the way you are. So.
See that? I let Ivan make fun of me. Okay, Ivan. Let's get to the charts.
Okay.
Hopefully no one has to see me right now. Ivan, it looks like maybe are we sure? Not that we don't have this conversation every beginning of 700 Momentum Mondays. It's like
I'm only able to see the charts, so you can take off your shirt and stuff. So no worries.
I'm just scratching. Can you see all the scratching that I'm doing?
No, I'm looking at charts.
All right, so we've got the NASDAQ 100. The market is closed, so unfortunately you won't make money today because every day is a all-time high, and in this new dimension that we're in, where every day the U.S. markets just continue to hit all-time highs. What are we seeing, Ivan? What are we seeing? You like this?
I mean, there's not much not to like. The market is making all-time highs. And if we take a quick look at the biggest companies, the FANGs, Apple has been on an amazing after they gapped up.
How I feel about that. Once it got through $1 trillion, we're going to see 1.2 billion before 1.2 trillion before
it's already at 1.1, so that's just 9% away. So anyway,
that's a huge move. $100 billion move since the breakout. I mean, it's not like a typical 10% move. We're talking 100 billion.
Yeah, it's definitely impressive. I think it's a bit extended.
Well, of course it is. But the stock has rarely been extended in the last 5 years. There is something going on, obviously, both in the market. We're in some kind of new dimension here in this boom. And who knows when it will end. But Apple has just been kind of, I feel, contained. Well, Amazon quickly chases a trillion, right?
Amazon is almost there, actually. Only 18 billion away, which is basically what...
Listen, if my wife wasn't returning stuff to Amazon 4 times a day, I think they'd be at $1 trillion right now. If you extrapolate the returns if Amazon didn't have the returns that they had to deal with, okay, they'd probably pass that off to the vendor. So what am I saying? But yeah, Amazon, a quick, lucky Apple got through, because Amazon is going to probably be the first company to 2 trillion by the year 2030. All right, so Amazon, what else? What else do we got?
And the rest are not really doing that well. I mean, they're consolidating. Google, I mean, as long as
it's in a war right now with Tweet Monster,
as long as it stays above 1200, I think things are still in an uptrend. It's looking bullish. Netflix has been setting up near its 50-day, and it break out last week. So I think if
the FANG is backleaning, but there is just so much happening. That biotech, Ivan. I mean, I wish I understood it better. I just don't have conviction around biotech, so I have to take the boring, bigger names. But biotechs are breaking out, right? We've been talking about them for weeks here.
Last week we talked about a possible rotation, sector rotation into biotech, and this is exactly what we saw last week. We saw a major breakout from a long base.
Go back to the weekly. So you were not at all-time high. That was a great run up until 2015. Then we had a vicious.
So this
people wonder. They go, "Oh, it's a bubble," and I'm like, "Well, we've had rotating bubbles. We've gone VR, we've gone 3D printing, we've gone crypto bubble, we've gone biotech bubble in the last 5 to 6 years. We've had like massive bubbles. Biotech's the first one of these bubbles from 3D printing and biotech to really start pushing back to all-time highs, which bodes well for, 3D printing is not going away. Those stocks aren't going to come back, but 3D is not going away. Autodesk, to randomly get off topic, ADSK, which is the purest play from a software perspective on 3D printing. It's, I sold it way too long ago, but that broke out. Look at Autodesk. No competition. Let's go. That's a monthly. Let's look at the weekly. Oh my God. How can you not like this company? That is, if you believe in the future of 3D printing and software as the service for 3D printing and architect, I mean, Autodesk has, you buy the dips. So Autodesk breaking out. So I guess 3D printing is at an all-time highs. Biotechs are basically near all-time highs. And within biotech, Ivan, anything that you're looking at?
And what's interesting about biotech, it's that it spent the last 4 years building on a humongous new base, and it's just trying to clear out new all-time highs. We're seeing that in small caps first. Small caps.
So, Ivan, that's is that the index that you like to follow? That biotech? Sorry, which one do you like to follow?
I like both. I mean, XBI it covers more biotech stocks. It's many of them smaller cap, so it's the faster index. So I follow this one. And usually when I trade biotech indices, I just trade the triple levered ETF.
I really, the triple. Oh God, don't even bring that up, Ivan. Let's just delete that. We do not talk 3 times leverage at our show. We got to be responsible. But XBI here, it's the S&P Biotech Index. If you have an edge here, and I just listened to a great Elad Gil growth podcast on Patrick O'Shaughnessy's. I'll link to it at some point in my blog post here on Momentum Monday. We have a perfect storm of loose capital. We have a perfect storm of the large cap biotechs have gajillions of dollars. We have basically an industry that, much like financial, where the incumbents just weren't paid to really take risk and think about the automation and machine learning. And so you have this convergence where, I'm trying to learn as much as I can from podcasts right now, but where these biotech stocks could be set for a massive rally. And then you have you just have Indonesia and China, and combined with people want to live longer, a little bit of wealth, no war. Things are set for, and this could carry the NASDAQ much higher. And again, we could see, if I was going to predict what stocks would rotate to keep this market going and allow this more of a healthy bull market to continue, I would say the enterprise stocks, Ivan, are just too good to be true.
Yeah, the valuation is a little steep, but in this market, anything is possible.
But let's flip through them. Let's flip it through. Salesforce, Zendesk. I mean, trying to say where you should be, you know, and I've been early selling here, but where you should be booking some profits are in these enterprise stocks. They're just trading at ridiculous price to sales ratios. Not that it can't continue, but if you're looking to put fresh money to work and you want to book some profits in an industry that is, you know, never look better, and rotate a little capital and exchange some risk in some stocks that well, the security stocks. Okay, so Ivan's flipping through a lot here, but CyberArk is more of a security software company, really long base. That looks beautiful too, Ivan. So some of these security software companies that we talked about last week are growing. Mongo, on fire. So, anyways, if you so I think if you're trying to find some new ideas, it looks to me like biotech. I'm trying to think of some other areas that look good. Let's pull up Match.com, which really is fun to see because I'm friends with a lot of people there. Tinder. Remember, let's look at that. Let's zoom in on that Facebook news.
Maybe we should show your Tinder profile if you have one.
That would be a picture of my father-in-law. Actually, I'd probably use you as the picture just for.
Or you get a lot of hits, a lot of likes.
Rico Suave look. So you can see the news there. Remember, we were buying in our 8 to 80 portfolio in the mid 30s because Facebook was not going to. Only Tinder can stop Tinder. And we can see today Tinder back pretty much near all-time highs. We had a nice 30, 40% gain if you bought, you know, the dip on BTFD on with us on Match.com. I don't think you need to chase it up here anymore. But at the same time, Tinder launched their new products and they're #1 in the App Store, and the team just continues to deliver on this experience of dating. So that industry,
yeah, look at their profits. It's
ridiculous,
exceptional.
Young guys, really young guys running the product there. But I mean, that's, you know, you panic, you read the headlines, you scared yourself out of a great trend, and you know, valuations aside, because on Momentum Monday, you know, all these stocks will always look expensive. You know, money management is more important than valuation in the bleeding edge that we talk about. So Match.com, congrats to the people that bought the dip. Let's take a look at this. A lot of people on StockTwits talking about Splunk, SPLK, I think, Ivan.
A big breakout on good earnings. Even though their earnings are slowing down, they have negative growth, but the results came.
I do worry about that. I don't understand the financials that well, but I assume, and I'm trying to do some work around this, if this applies to life sciences and biotech, Splunk is in a beautiful position because the institutions will just ride this, put it on their books, say, listen, it's a biotech kind of trade, even though it's a tech company, but they have no, you know, no risk at the FDA level, but all the upside of the you know, this trend towards automation and data and smarter companies.
The other one that is looking interesting too.
Yeah, Tableau. People do love it on StockTwits. I just don't know much about the company. I mean, it looked like it was it had imploded in 2016. Wow! So congrats to the people that bought that a year ago when it started to come back. But Splunk to me looks the most interesting and may ride some of these trends without having to own biotech stocks. And I know that sounds weird to people, but that is how trends work. We are just trying to front run a flow of money, and investing is a lot of storytelling. And I can just see this chart and this stock on thousands of hedge funds desks saying this is our way to own this trend. Now, the thing that as a momentum investor you've got to be careful of is that a quarter blip in the slowing of growth, but that the stock gets up on the news. So I have to really dig in.
Howard, I think I lost you. I cannot hear anything.
Can you hear me, Ivan?
I can barely hear you.
Hello?
Okay, I can hear you now.
All right, sorry. So I was saying, like, the stock gapped up on those earnings, so I just don't know. Like, I mean, that's weird. And I just like the way it's gapped and just kind of giving you a chance to get in. And people just hate chasing these gap ups, but in a good market, you want to own strength. So that's probably my favorite idea, as a kind of a cross between biotech and computers and machine learning. But I'm still in the early stage of truly understanding, their whole business model. Ivan, what do we see on SL50? Probably more of the same.
Yeah, the same stuff. Software, a lot of software, some semiconductors, like many of the same name managers. Calling, I think,
Twitio, Nvidia, Etsy. Okay, so Real Pages, that's interesting. Kind of a boring conglomerate of real estate application software, but eventually, if you're in application software, now you got the hedges just trying to find and play catch up. So be careful chasing these late breakouts.
Beautiful breakout on Friday when the market was in general a little weak.
Yeah, and friends, one of my friends, Scott Ingram's on the board of Real Pages, so I don't have insight. I never talk about the company with him, but good for him.
Another one
we got here, Wix.com. Websites for like $1 out of Israel, crushing it. Again, why WordPress is not public is crazy. So Wix, beautiful. So basically like Quicken of websites. Surprised it didn't get acquired down in that last breakout. So what happens with a lot of these, Ivan, is like people get confident because they go, shit. If the company really doesn't get executed, they're just going to get bought out. So here's payments. I just missed this one. Square. I guess I just got.
It's been insane. Like, look at
it. Must have nothing to do with Jack, because this act's completely different than Twitter. And I guess I've been scared out of Square just because of Jack. But it's obvious that he is not running the day-to-day there, and that company has just built an incredible, including Jack's, built an incredible brand in such a short period of time, at least in the United States. PayPal, I sold this one too early. Wow, $90, Ivan?
Yeah, 92, and they're just breaking out to new all-time highs again.
Yeah, I think Square, from what I understand of what kids like about Square Cash, or why Square Cash is, now growing faster than Venmo, is this the social feed of how kids are spending their money. It's kind of like Facebook. So I'm a little more. I do use Venmo. I don't use Square Cash, but I'm a little more concerned. I don't own anything in this industry other than Shopify right now, which is kind of lagging. And
building a new base.
Well, it's just a loud short sold stock with Citron, and but it's just digested this massive gains that we rode for a couple years. So not horrible, but it's just kind of been in the sideways market. Okay, Ivan, let's go back to SL50, and I want to talk about IPOs, because I think this has also been kind of bullish for the market. So you see Green Dot, we've talked about it for weeks. We haven't owned it, up 72%, 13 weeks on the list. Damn me. Workday, Square. So Workday, another application. So what's this? BioBeat, B-E-A-T. Let's see what else is new. Workday's on the list. So there's a couple. Oh, wow. A little extended for me. Okay. How many? And go back to the list, Ivan. What else is new on that list? Palo Alto, which I'm long. Wix is new. Another company that's new there is Align Technology. The company's on fire.
Aptio. But let's take a look at this one.
Oh, Nike made the list. Nice. Oh my goodness. So this was an IPO. So I think what you're starting to see now is these IPOs, these software companies that came out on IPO, they went through their little IPO bear market in 2016, 2017, and that breakout to $24 back in that earnings gap breakout right there was the buy point. Okay, congrats to the launch. I mean, IPOs are really starting to come back in vogue. You know, ICOs were a joke. And that ended, and money does need to go to work. This next generation was onboarded by Robinhood and Coinbase, and they're discovering. Ivan, happy Labor Day to you.
Thank you, Howard. See you next week.
Thanks to in the charts. Ivan, have a great week.
All right. See you next week.